How will we contribute to the sustainability of our future and community? Let's save the earth by raising the long-term sustainability of our planet with renewable energy, environmentally friendly sources. Sustainable environment starts with the home. Long-term usage, locally sourced, and good for the environment should be the standard. The components of my building envelope will be my walls, my foundation, my roof systems, my door and doorways, my chimney, my vent, and my windows. Those all encompass my building envelope, and it needs to be airtight so you get the savings. I'll be using ICF for my foundation, my wall structure, because ICF uses 10% less concrete and 25% less building material expense than a traditional home. And I'll be using repurposed wooden windows if I need to. And then also, my roof will be solar tiles because I will be getting a net saving. A green building design is used to lower the environmental impact of our land usage, our pollutants in the air, our energy usage, our water usage. I will be using a lot of reclaimed wood for my project. A lot of repurposed wood, a lot of repurposed material like windows that I find, because the more we lower our environmental impact, the better society is, the more long-term our planet will survive. In a building envelope, you have your weather control, you have your moisture control or water control, you have your air control, and then also you have your thermal control. In my building envelope for my project, I will have ICF, integrated insulated concrete forms, has an amazing thermal mass. It holds heat in. It can last over 100 years. It has great, it's actually rated as a weather barrier. It has amazing air and moisture barrier protection. And if I did need more moisture barrier protection or air barrier protection, I would use a polywall membrane that I get from the company by Polywall. And that would also insulate me even better. The 3 E's in sustainability is social equity, economic, and environmental. Now let's start with social equity. Social equity is basically having a ground roots movement that would change laws, change the ethics, basically like how they did with the Clean Air Act, the Clean Drinking Water Act, the Oil Spill Act, and different other legislation that promoted environmental cleanliness, environmental quality of health, environmental future generations, betterness. And so social equity is very important because in order to help the community needs to be educated. The community needs to see that they need to put a helping hand in order for everything to change. Economic is a little different. Basically is how business and how residential, how would the economics affect your daily life? And with economics, there needs to be R&D spending. R&D spending would equate to the bottom line of companies. If the company can make a profit economically and also save the environment, that's a plus. It's all about promoting long-term, short-term. Basically is to promote long-term pleasure for the planet. Short-term pain you're going to have, but long-term pleasure is going to really wreak benefits to your bottom line. Kind of like what Tesla has dealt with, because Tesla has dealt with a lot of issues early on, and now they're a $1 trillion company because of the long-term goals and aspirations. And the other part of sustainability is environmental. Basically, the environmental basically means how, stop deforesting our land, stop using all the resources, for short-term gain. Restoring habitats for animals. Promoting basically what will help future generations. The NAHB Research Center conducted a study to compare the cost and performance of insulating concrete forms walls to conventional wood frame exterior walls, and they found that it's going to cost you about $3,000 more for a 1098 square foot single-story ICF home, which is equal to about $2.73 per square foot of floor area more than the wood-framed home. But at the same time, because of its thermal mass and all of the thermal energy it absorbs, it could save you about $100 to $200 a month in cold climates based on the construction. And it lasts a lot longer. It can last over 100 years. So there's no question ICF is better than wood framed. And then I will also have repurposed windows, doors, appliances, so that and it's all going to be locally, because I do a lot of trash hauling. So I will pick up things from people and just recycle it and reuse it. I will have Tesla solar panels. It's going to cost me about $25,000 for 1098 square foot. But at the same time, I'm thinking that after about 20 years, I'm going to get my money back. And I'm going to start making money. And the great thing about the Tesla tiles is that it's lifetime warranty on destruction. So that's pretty good. I'm going to have a gray water system. Basically, the gray water system is going to reuse water to irrigate gardens, to wash cars, to flush toilets. This system is used for non-cooking, drinking, and bathing purposes. So we're going to use the water that we're not going to really reconsume. We're just going to consume it in a way to irrigate the gardens, to flush the toilets, to use it as for washing cars and things like that. I would purchase a ERV. It costs a lot of money, but at the same time, though, the recovery, it recovers heat energy inside the house while bringing in cool air through a heat exchanger and pre-treating it. And so ERVs can save me 50% on my energy costs, and it does vice versa on my cooling costs. So ERV seems to me the way to go. And the typical investment on the ERV usually takes about 4 years. I can't break down the price, the amount of net savings I would get, but I'm thinking that over 20 years, all of my improvements to make myself more net zero, more green, will basically, I will have a net positive after 20 years on everything. And that should be the goal for every home. In terms of air pollutants, I would basically get a house plant. NASA Clean Air Study found in 1989 that some indoor plants can reduce air pollutants, including formaldehyde and other pollutants. So I would do some research on what is the best plant available. I would also do some maintenance on my ERV, inspect and clean exchanger cores, replace filters per manufacturer. I would get a HEPA filter so it cleans out the indoor air pollutants. I would inspect weather hoods and screens on my ERV, lubricate blower and motor bearings, clean dust and dirt from blower wheels and housing, and motor vent openings, adjust pulley if needed, look for belt wear, belt tension issues. The maintenance schedule for my solar panels, I would remove dirt, debris from the sun rays with a blower and garden hose if needed. Maintenance for my gray water irrigation system and rainwater collection system. I would check for leaks, plumbing fixtures, vinegar and baking soda for drain clean purposes. Check aerators, remove leaves and debris from outside rainwater collection tanks. So basically, these maintenance would be continuous preventive maintenance. When I have time, I would do these things, and my equipment would last a lot longer.